Hello, my name is Tracy Helt. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia, and this video is for our Suite of the Month class and collaboration. This month the suite is the Snail Mail Suite. For my card I'm using some of the Designer Series paper. I'm using the Snail Cling stamp set and the snail dies, and we're going to use some of the resin dots. The piece of paper that I'm going to use is that one, and we're going to be using the side with the bubbles that say hello in all the different languages. This is the card that we're going to be making today. Now, one of the things which I hope that you're going to be able to pick up is that my snail, his sort of grey body, is actually shiny. I'm going to show you how we're going to get a shiny snail, because snails should be shiny. Let's deal with our stamping first. So I'm stamping my snail. Okay, we're going to cut him out, so I'm not worried about the "you've got mail" bit. Let's get all the stamping done and then we'll move on to the colouring. So I'm going to stamp my bubble in real red. Now, it doesn't matter which direction you stamp the bubble. I want the bubble to be pointing down, and then I'm going to stamp my hello inside there. So it doesn't really matter where it sits. Try to kind of center it. Continuing with the stamping, I'm going to randomly stamp my hello all over my piece of card. Now I'm going to stamp some of the hearts. There's nothing, no pattern, or I'm just randomly stamping. A lot of that's going to be covered up anyway. And while I'm stamping, I just want to stamp 3 hearts on the inside of the card. So I'm just going 1, 2, 3 without re-inking in between. That's all our stamping done. So now let's colour. I like to work on one of my acrylic blocks, but you could use anything, a plastic plate or a little container or whatever you like. So this is my smoky slate re-inker. I'm just going to put 1 drop onto my acrylic block, and then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella pen. And just be careful, because the Wink of Stella does come out quickly and we don't want it too quick, but giving it a bit of a squeeze. I just want a couple of drops and mix it all together. There we go, that looks like it's a good colour. That's how I'm going to get my snail to sparkle. Picking up some of that, I'm going to colour in my snail's body. What I would suggest you do is, if you're going to do a few cards, is actually stamp out a few snails and colour them all in. You know, 1 drop of your re-inker and a couple of drops of the Wink of Stella does actually go quite far. Now I'm going to just give that time to dry a little bit, and then we'll come in and make it a bit darker. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go and colour the shell. So for the shell, I'm not doing the shell sparkly. You can if you want to, but I figure the body's sparkly, so that's fine. Here I'm using my Pool Party ink and my old aqua painter. I think they're called water pens now. Picking up a little bit of the Pool Party. I'm going to colour in the shell. I always say colouring is not my forte, so I do quick and easy colouring. And because I'm using the standard paper, this isn't watercolour paper, it's just my normal Whisper White, so it will take a couple of extra minutes to dry. Going back with my Wink of Stella, I'm just going to put a bit of darker grey along the bottom and along the side of its body. And then just on a scrap piece of paper, wipe it off until there's no more colour coming through. And to put a bit of extra depth onto the shell, I'm taking my Bermuda Bay ink, which is darker than the Pool Party, and you want to go light to start. You can always come back and add more, but if you've gone too dark, you can't take it away. So just going to darken a little bit around the edge of the shell and wipe off the aqua painter. That's our snail coloured in. I can then cut out my speech bubble and my snail. These dies coordinate with those stems. I'm also going to cut out my little mushrooms, one in Bermuda Bay and one in Blushing Bride. So we'll go and put those through the stamp and emboss machine. And we come back with all our pieces cut out. I forgot to mention I'm also cutting out one of these. It looks to me like a postage stamp, the square scallop die. And if you can see, this one's actually embossed with the Subtles embossing folder. It doesn't have to be. I had a piece of it lying here, so I thought it would give a nice effect. And then we just need to assemble the card. This is quick and easy. I'm gluing my Bermuda Bay that we've stamped our hearts and hellos onto my card base. Then I'm taking my piece of DSP and I'm going to try and align it that it's the same distance on the side and top and bottom. I'm going to put that up on dimensionals, so I'll just try and position everything else first just to see where I want things. So I want my snail to be coming in there. Its little hello can be going over the edge of the stamp, and that's why I wanted sort of the point of it pointing down so that it looks like it's actually the speech bubble that's coming out of its mouth. And we're going to put our mushrooms in the corner. Some dimensionals on the back of my postage stamp. And the final thing to finish it off is we're going to put one of the resin hearts onto his heart on the envelope over there. There's our card finished. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you like making shiny snails. Anything that you want to color in and make shiny, mix your re-inker with your wink of Stella and it'll sparkle. I hope that you've enjoyed our suite of the month and have made lots of lovely cards with all the different ideas from all the different demonstrators that have participated. And we hope to see you next month. Bye.